Hello everybody. Oh, stuck. Oh. Hello everybody, Dave here for another instalment of Dave Gets Wood, where we're going to move on to the other two legs, which have already, we made a bit of a start on them, but we just need to get them finished off. Basically I want to get them stripped down to the same level as the others, where they are, I think they're just about at the point they're ready for a bit of a sanding. So I'm going to need to get one of my brushes, which is under the table. I'll get both legs up here as well. Okay, so yeah, you can see that obviously we've taken some off already, but there is more to come off there, which is what we're going to be doing today. So let's turn that way. Now it might take a while for me to get these done today, but we'll see. Right, let's move the camera down and then we can see them hopefully. Okay. I've got a brush that's soaking at the moment, but I'll grab another one. Oh. Yeah, so that one's kind of trying to get clean. I need to put my gloves on. I need to put my mask on as well. Oh, shit. It's quite early today. Oh, ow. I'm not usually up this early. I did end up getting an early night last night, so I ended up getting up early. Okay. Something I noticed yesterday as well, it definitely made a difference having slightly bigger gloves. My hands seemed to be less susceptible to cramping. I don't know whether that was because of the gloves or whether it was partly because physically my hands weren't as bad yesterday, but I do think it was from the gloves not squashing my hands or cramping my hands. Okay, now because these haven't been treated yet, I'm going to need to apply the stuff, leave it for a little while, or work it before really trying to scrape it off, but we'll see how we go. I mean, it's one thing with the other legs, I may have sort of tried going through it a little bit quicker than I needed to, but I do just find it very difficult to sit doing nothing at the moment. That's just splashed me. Pretty typical, I'm wearing gloves and it splashes me just above them. I'm going to apply it to both at the same time because obviously I do need to, I've got a weight on them basically, so Now, even though I am up early today, I'm still not going to try and do too much today. I don't want to overpower the place with chemicals. It's obviously not what my intentions are. So even though it's earlier and I've got more time today because of that, I still need to sort of pace myself and make sure I don't overdo it. I'm tempted to see if that'll scrape off already, but it would be better off leaving it for a few minutes. So this is really a shame. I can't stand these up because, well, I suppose I could have done, but I don't know. I wouldn't like the idea of having these stood up while working on them, which all it would take is a knock at the table and over they go. See if this will take a bit of a scrape. Oh yeah. Look at that. Give me a bit. So what I might do here, seeing as what I was thinking was, because it's taken quite a bit off, I might turn it and go for the next piece, but I don't know. No, while I do that, I might as well apply some more. I didn't get my wire already, dickhead. Okay, yeah, so I can't really finish these off properly until I've got the wire wool. So I will scrape off what I can and then turn it. I'd actually, it's not that, well, I did forget, but I'd actually remembered that I needed to get the wire wool ready. I might be able to do it. It's just a pain in the arse with gloves on. And it's a pain in the arse taking the gloves off to put the gloves on. Take the gloves off and all. Oh shit. Put my hand in the gunk. I think what I'll do, I will turn it and get the application on the next bit. And then what I'll do is I'll do this until I need to transfer the video file, and that's when I can, because I've got to take the gloves off then. So, and that's when I'll sort the wool out. There's a bit more applying. Fell through. Careful, don't want to splash in. Need to leave it a little bit longer. Just to really work into those bits. Yeah, I mean, well, not probably, I am trying to do this too soon after applying it, but I'm quite happy to do it. I mean, okay, it could make it easier to just leave it, but I'm impatient. Starting to get numb hands now. The physicality's taking over. So the numb hand that I'm getting, it's different to when I was getting hand cramp. So the numb hand I'm getting at the moment is mainly in my right thumb, whereas when I was getting hand cramp it was throughout the whole hand. I reckon I'll come off with one more application and a bit of wire wool. And obviously I'm just doing it a bit sort of rough in this first applications of getting the finish off. Leave that one there for a while. Let's give this one a scrapey. Oh, sure. Look at all that. It's a good job I like Marmite, because that's kind of what it looks like. My hands really struggle. Obviously, once again, if I'm finding that I'm having to apply lots of pressure, then I'm doing it wrong. So if I do get to that kind of point, I will just apply more stripper. Okay, well that obviously needs more, but I am going to turn it. So just to give you a bit of an update as well, by the way, on the last couple of videos that I did, I mentioned about my comment on Facebook. It did get quite a bit of attention. A lot of people misread the message, my comment. They definitely sparked a number of conversations. But yeah, to be fair, I wasn't going to look, but a few of the friends were commenting about it. But, yeah. Right. So that's nearly one dish, and we've almost took all the finish off. Which ain't too bad, really. So having used this stuff, it definitely has made me a lot more confident about doing the cabinet that I've got to do, because that's got a lot of fine detail on it, which I was a bit concerned about if I was going to sand it being too aggressive and ruining the detail on it. But with this stuff, yeah, it basically means I won't need to sand it, at least not to get it clean, not to get it stripped, which is be an absolute game changer. Oh. That cracked all the way with my forearm. That's going to need. That needs more. Cloth around. Oh, you can't see the cloth at the moment. It is pretty much covered in discarded Marmite. Put some more in there. Oh. Now I know this is, I'm surely, riveting for you to listen to at the moment with me not really talking much, but I haven't really got much to talk about, oddly enough. Oh. Oh dear. Just one of those things today, I'm just sort of nothing to really moan about. Nothing not particularly overly excited about. Listen, if there's one thing I have missed over 2020 and so far in 2021, it's the release of new movies. There's been a number of movies I was looking forward to last year and this coming year, which understandably been delayed in production or what have you. But having said that, if you've never watched it, watch Curse of Oak Island. It's not a film. It's a it's a real life treasure hunt is what it is, and it's very interesting. very interesting. I mean, I was only introduced to it a year or so ago, but it's been going for about 8 years. Very interesting program, especially if you're into your history, or not necessarily history, but just interesting stories or things that could possibly change what we know about history. And that's what this kind of is. It's like there's a big mystery. I mean, to put it into perspective, for the average Joe to try and dig a hole a couple of 100 feet deep would struggle to do that. But somehow in the past people were able to do that, and there's proof of that they were able to do that. So when you're finding things 200 feet underground, underwater, so underwater and underground, you got things down there that shouldn't be there, but they are there, meaning that someone's been down there, but how the fuck did they get? Yeah, it all becomes very fascinating. At least it does to me. And something else I was thinking of recently is that, well, I know over the years my nieces have asked why I haven't got kids, and I've told them I don't want them, and they kind of find it hard to understand. But as bad as this might sound, I'm glad I haven't got children in with what's going on in the world at the minute. Holy shit. I mean, this is going to sound really selfish, right? But when I explain it, perhaps not selfish. I barely am able to look after myself. You introduce looking after children and then homeschooling children. I wouldn't cope, and if I wouldn't cope, then that means the children wouldn't cope. They wouldn't learn anything, so it'd be bad for the kids. Well, okay, maybe I could be the old grumpy, drunken, fucking woodworking teacher, but I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if they still do woodworking in schools nowadays. It's probably all fucking all to do with computers. I mean, here again, maybe it's hypocritical of me because I don't have children. How can I really comment about anything to do with schools and stuff like that? But, well, I know when I was at school, there was a number of things that they could have taught us which would be very useful in everyday life. Things like, I don't know, how to do a bit of plumbing, how to, I don't know, do a bit of construction, how to dig a hole without the sides collapsing in, how to fix electrical items or stuff like that. I mean, okay, you've got your science and your technologies, but what are they actually teaching? Because I can't say that anything I've been doing here or in any of my projects has been anything I learnt at school. Now, okay, these aren't going to be life-altering skills, but if my plumbing were to fail, it'd be handy to have had the skills to know how to fix that, or at least the basic skills. And the thing is, if you teach more of those things in school, then potentially there's more chance that people are going to find interest in some of those things. I mean, like when we were at school, we were never taught how to lay bricks. So how could somebody who's only ever been learned how to do stuff on a computer be introduced into how to lay bricks and then become a brickie? Or the dying art of blacksmithing? Well, I do sound like a grumpy old man now, don't I? Fucking hell. Right, okay, where are we up to? Have we got all the way around? No. We've got more on that one. Okay, so there's still more that needs to be done on there, but let's get this one down a bit. And then we can focus on getting the ends done and being a little more clean and precise on the main faces. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Right. Scrape on, scrape off. I'm doing this way too soon, but I think, what's it going to cost me by doing this too soon? Potentially it's going to cost me some chemical, because I'm going to have to apply more to get it off, but I don't mind that. With this stuff I don't mind that, because it works. Whereas the other stuff, I followed that to the fucking by its instructions and it still didn't do shit. I think it's what it's been. I think it's been two Christmases. Yeah, I think it's been 2 Christmases since since I sorted out her parents' kitchen table, and maybe a case of I might need to revisit that. But because of the work that was done on it previously, all that should need is, well, it depends on what condition it's in. If it's not covered in stains and shit, then all it would need is a little bit of a sanding and a re-waxing. If it's got some stainage, then maybe I use some of this stuff. It wouldn't need a lot on the top, just to give it a bit of a clean, and then re-wax it then. But from what I can gather, the table's held up very well. I don't think it's been waxed in the 2 years since I sorted it out, but I can understand my mum not doing that, because the last time she did it, she ruined the table basically, and I've not been able to really go there and do it. And the thing is, it's not like I would want to do it in their kitchen. It'd need to be taken out, because it's one of those things. If it's a quick chemical strip clean or neutralise light sand and re-wax. Could potentially do it in one day, maybe a couple of days, but then that depends on my physical ability and weather. Because if the weather's bad, then to be able to do it I would need to move it out of the house and into my dad's workshop, but there isn't much space at the moment. Whereas if the weather's good, which it isn't at the minute, well actually it's a nice day today, but it's fucking cold. But the next 5 days is due to be snowing. So weather-wise, it's not going to be nice enough to be able to have moved the table outside. So now, one thing that I had thought of, and I'm more tempted to look into it this summer. I don't know. It's a bit tricky because of the neighbour. Like, our back garden is not really a back garden, it's a tiny little yard. But I had thought about potentially putting a gazebo out there, out the back, so that if I wanted to do some sanding or stripping or anything like that, I could do it out in the back garden under cover. Yeah, and it won't matter too much if it, for example, rains a little bit to be under cover. But the downstairs neighbour's bedroom and bathroom windows are down there, and I wouldn't want them to feel like their privacy is being what's the word, encroached on. That's probably not the word I'm looking for, but it's the word I'm going to use. Right, I'm just going to wipe some of these chemicals off just to try and reduce drippage. Now there's going to be drippage, which is what we will come back and sort out when we're cleaning it off more. But for this particular video, once I've wiped this down, we're going to be done. And then on the next video, we shall get the ends of these stripped. It's one of the reasons why I'm wiping this as well, so I think it's just a little bit drier. But also I need chemicals left on here. Instead of just being in a drip, it's going to have spread. There's quite a bit to come off there. So yeah, we'll get the ends done on the next video, and then really clean up these main faces. But I've got a majority of the stuff off that we wanted to get off, which is really good. Okay. Right, there we go. Right, and just to show you just how gunky, there we are. So that's all of the shit that's come off. But I'm happy with that. Very happy with that, to be fair. Right. Let's get ourselves ready, and we'll see you all again soon.